The sparkling, golden version of Olympus that you were taught in school is a sanitized lie. Beneath the polished marble lies a long, hidden history of blood and betrayal. Before the gods, there were the Titans, the original masters of the universe who ruled over all of creation with absolute, primal, and unrelenting fear. Kronos, the king of the Titans, was absolutely terrified of a dark prophecy that stated one of his own children would eventually rise up and overthrow him. To prevent his inevitable fall from power, he did the unthinkable. He consumed his own newborn children the very moment they entered into this cruel world. Rhea could no longer bear the cruelty. She secretly hid Zeus and gave Kronos a stone wrapped in linen instead. Zeus grew up in the deep shadows, fueled by a singular, burning, and intense hatred for the father who had heartlessly devoured his own brothers and sisters. He returned as a massive storm of vengeance, forcing Kronos to regurgitate his siblings, which triggered a brutal, decade-long war that shook the very foundations of existence. This was not just a simple war, it was a cosmic slaughter that shattered the foundation of reality itself and defined the gods' capacity for endless cruelty. The gods won, but the cost was the total destruction of the world's order, and the birth of a darker age. This is the true history of Olympus, one that was written in blood, not in gold, and it is a history that the myths try to hide. With the Titans finally banished to the dark pit, the gods claimed the entire world for themselves, establishing a reign that would last for many ages. But their hard-won victory did not bring peace to the world. Instead, it ushered in a new era of absolute, unchecked, and very painful tyranny for mortals. The world was carved up like a carcass at a feast, the sky went to Zeus, the sea to Poseidon, and the underworld was given to Hades. Hades, the eldest, was cast down into the eternal darkness, a burden he never asked for, yet he was forced to carry it for all of eternity. While Zeus spent his time partying high up in the clouds, Hades was left alone to manage the endless agony and suffering of every lost soul. The gods did not protect humanity as the stories suggest, they played with us like simple, fragile toys in a cruel and never-ending game of power. Every single drought, every massive flood, and every deadly plague was just a mere byproduct of their petty squabbles and their total lack of care for mortals. They demanded our absolute worship, not out of any sense of love, but out of a desperate, primal, and deep-seated fear of their immense and terrifying wrath. And if any mortal dared to question their divine authority, the punishment was always total, swift, and complete annihilation to serve as a warning to others. This was the golden age of Olympus, a gilded cage for the rest of humanity. But eventually, even gods are not immune to the decay and rot that they force upon the world around them through their own selfish actions and choices. Their massive egos became their greatest weakness, inviting a level of pride and hubris that would eventually lead to their own undoing and ultimate downfall. From the mortals they had abused for centuries, a new, silent resistance began to stir, fueled by the painful memory of their many gods' ancient sins. The very same power that had allowed them to conquer the Titans began to consume them from within, rotting their golden immortality piece by painful piece. Prometheus, the legendary bringer of fire, knew this truth better than anyone else, and he paid the ultimate price for trying to save us from them. He saw that the gods were merely temporary parasites on the face of history, feeding on the lifeblood of the world until there was nothing left. Their reign was but a single heartbeat in a vast span of time, destined to end in nothing but ash, cold silence, and the fading of legends. So, why do we still look up to these tyrants with such reverence and awe, even after knowing the terrible price we have always paid? Perhaps it is because we fear the difficult truth, that we are the ones who must finally be the generation to close the curtain on them.
I will find a way.
History is not written by the victors, as they always claim, it is actually written by those who manage to survive the end of the gods.